Hi again everybody, Jake back here with you for another episode of Demko Modelworks. This will be part 7 of our client Steve Ferrone's 1/350 scale classic TOS Enterprise bipolar lights. And tonight we're going to be going through and just kind of showing you what else I've gotten done. I've gotten quite a bit more done since the last time you saw me. Of course, the last time I told you that in the next video we'll have the lower saucer on and pretty much wired in. And that's what we got accomplished today. So we'll take you over to the bench here in just a little bit and show you what's going on that. So, but first of all, I want to take the special opportunity to say thanks to my good friend Boyd Crompton from TrekWorks. I spent a couple hours with him on the phone the other night for the first time, and we, talked it out for a couple hours, and we, traded some information and tips and stuff, and real good guy. Enjoyed talking with you, Boyd, so hopefully we get to do it again soon. And he's working on that classic Enterprise for that 72-inch classic Enterprise, and for Jerry at HDA Modelworks, and he was telling me that it's going to be going to the majors down there, major model show down there sometime next year, and I plan to try to go down there to see that. I look forward to seeing that in person. These classic Enterprises have really intrigued me over the years of seeing everybody that's done these ships, and ever since I built my first one, I've been fascinated by them. Steve Smith over at Smith Model Industries did one for a client, and I tell you guys, Steve, I admire you, man, for all the time and effort you put into that Enterprise. Your client is going to be so happy to have that as a memento from you, rather, sorry, for years to come. That one you did an excellent job on there, buddy. I don't see how anybody can spend that much time masking and doing all that with just pretty much just masking tape. So good job on that one, guys. And I always look forward to seeing everybody else's builds. And one of the things I was saying about last time is, I think I don't remember if I said it or not, but I started up another Facebook group. It's the Demko Modelworks 1/350 scale build-up page or group. This is for all 1/350 scale ships, not just Star Wars, Star Trek. This is for all 1/350 scales, boats, airplanes, whatever 350 scale models there is out there, guys. So don't be afraid to post there, guys. This is for that reason right there. I was looking around, and there's not one out there for all 350s. Now there's some out there for just Star Trek, and I thought to myself, and I talked it over with a good buddy of mine, Cameron Lewis, and we decided to start up this page and go widen the variety out for everybody to have a page where it's not just limited to sci-fi, to where it can be like the 1/350 scale CVN-65 USS Enterprise aircraft carrier. There's a lot of other 350 scale builds out there, and I encourage you to build, post them there, guys. Just join the group, and we'll be, I look forward to seeing everybody's builds there. And they can be straight out of the box, they can be lit, whatever. So let's have fun with that, guys. I encourage you to post your progress over there. So if you need any questions, you can contact me through Facebook, or through on Facebook through my other Demko Modelworks group, or through Messenger, or you can get in contact with Cameron Randall Lewis. He's the other guy that helped started up this page, and he's working on some other things too for this page to make it a little bit more exciting. So we're looking forward for everybody to post there. So, but anyway, now we're going to head over to the bench and show you what's going on with that, guys. So we'll stay tuned. We'll be right back. Okay, guys, here we are back on the bench, and now what you see here in front of me is we have the lower saucer put on, and we have, you know, I have the main power wire run through from the base, from the bottom board, and we have all of our wires run now, and the board, lower saucer board mounted. Let me zoom in to show you, just to kind of show you what's going on with it. Let me raise you up there. And again, guys, I apologize. I do not know why the camera does that. It, on occasion, it just will go from light to dark and all that other kind of stuff. So forgive me on that one. But okay, so we have all the lights, the interior lighting in place. And now, guys, I want to, you know, make mention with this. This is the round 2 lighting kit, and let me see if I have one of these still here available. They come with this kit. They have these. I don't know if I've mentioned it or not, but these kits come with these LED light strip tape connectors, the quick connectors. Now, I don't trust these pretty much about as far as I can throw them, because they have a tendency to work loose and all that kind of stuff. So what I do, and I'm sure a lot of other people do, is they cut the ends off of them, and what I do is I just hardwire them on, and that way I know the joints are there and they're not going to go anywhere. So what I did is I put in all my place. You know, I pre-wired, pre-soldered my little strips here. We're using warm white, and we pre-soldered the ends. And again, guys, like I mentioned in the last video build series of these on this, you want to make sure that you have all your positives in one facing, you know, one way. That way, in case if you don't and you start wiring this up, you can blow the whole circuit just like that, guys. So it can be a big mess. So make sure you pay attention to which way you are putting your light strips on. Make sure that all your positives are facing one way. You know, make sure they're out or on the inside, whatever. But make sure they're all facing the same way. But once we got them all in place and got them all wired in, I went through and made sure they're all, after they were all working, I took my hot glue and started, gluing the tips down to where they're not going to move, and started hot gluing the extra down to where they're not going to, cause any interference with the windows or maybe cause any kinks when you put the top saucer down. Some of these links for the navigational lights, they're quite long, so they're good 5-6 inches long. So what I did is the extras, I just kind of used a little zip tie, and you can get these at Walmart or Lowe's, Home Depot. These little electrical ties. They're not very expensive here. I think this was like $3 for a bag of 100 at Walmart. So they're not very expensive, and you can use those to tie down your extra slack in the lines. That way they're not all over the place, and they can get kinked or pinched or whatever. So, but here we have our one wire that runs down into the lower sensor dome, and so once I get my glass in and I know where where the glass is going to go, I'm probably going to tack it down with a little CA glue or a hot glue right there to where it ain't going to move, to where when you put the top saucer on, it's not going to try to poke through the top. So, but it's coming along, guys. It's done, and the only places that I have not hot glued were these back here, the impulse engines, because I need to get those. Once I get that piece put on, I need to make sure to get these positioned right to where they're not one's further out than the other, or they're not doing this or up or down. So once I get that piece put on, I can, at least the plastic piece put on, I can at least go through there and I can set it in there temporarily and kind of eyeball it and make sure that they're not going to go anywhere, then tack them down. And so also what I did is I used our 5-minute epoxy. I used a little bit of glue on the outside of this neck to kind of push it down to kind of seal it on the bottom. There is one little bitty light leak right about here on the back side, and then once I got it seated, I used 5-minute epoxy on the top, so where and I kind of shoved down some in there with a little bit of a toothpick and smooth it out there, so this is not going to go anywhere. It's not going to come off. That was the mistake I made on the last one. On my personal one, the first one that I built, is I didn't use the epoxy on it, and it's coming off the neck, and the neck is coming off. But on this one, I used it on pretty much all these joints here, and it ain't going anywhere now, guys. So, but let me turn it on now, and we'll show you what's going on with that. And hang on, guys. Here we go. Okay, let me turn this light off here to see if you can't get a little bit better of a idea. Let me zoom back out again just a little bit. And again, guys, the camera is always going to overexpose the lighting, so it's not as bright in person as it is on camera. So once we get the saucer set down, I've tested this out with the top saucer on. Now I still got to put the lighting strip on the top saucer to face down for these window groupings in here. And so once I get that done tomorrow, I can close up the saucer. I've tested out the navigational lights, position them to where when I stick in those little indicator markers, the red and the blue, the red and the green, they're just perfect over that. And I made sure that the light coming out of this hole on the second side, on the side of the saucer, is shining through just right. So that's working real well. And so it's coming, really coming through. Now, the only thing that I do not like about this lighting kit is these impulse engines do not, they don't pulsate, and that's the one thing I like about Ralph's antenna controls, is his pulsate just a little bit. So probably on my next personal one that I do, I may get some if I use a different kit, or if I end up getting another one of the polar lights, I may end up getting some flickering LEDs and change those out, and make that a little bit more of a realistic look. But you can see here now we have, let me swing you over to the nacelle here. If you can see right there in the back, we have it, we have the dome on and frosted now, so you can see it's coming through real nice. And so I mean, it's coming along now. I had the other dome put on, but we had a little bit of issue. Didn't realize that this was not pushed in all the way and seated down, and so when I put the dome on, it was rubbing. So I had to take the dome back off, and I'm going to have to repaint these spokes and then refix the inside of the dome right here in the center where it was rubbing. It caused, it rubbed the paint off a little bit here in the center. I don't know if you can see that or not, but right here in the center, you can see where it rubbed off. So we'll get that fixed, and that won't be too much. And so pretty much everything else is done now, guys. Just got a few things back here on the back side of the ship. Got to put the that fantail piece on. Got to cut it out, get it light blocked, and get it ready to go, and so I can put it in. And then now that we have, let me move up here to where you can see the rest of the ship back here. Now that we have pretty much everything in place, I can go ahead and start putting the registration markings on the on the side of the nacelles. And then once we get the top saucer put on, I can go ahead and put the numbers and paint the numbers on and everything else up here. And then once that's done, we can flip it over and then do the underside of it, and put on the registration numbers there and the markings there, and then we can seal it over with a gloss coat. And then after that, we'll go back through and put our dull coat. And then oh yeah, I forgot, we're not just going to be doing the dull coat. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting on the weathering decals too. I almost forgot about that, guys. That was one of the things that he wanted, was the weathering decals, and we'll walk you through a little bit on that. So but this building part of the ship, you know, the rest of this will be done probably tomorrow, and I'll have the top saucer put on, and you know, all the markings painted by this weekend, and she'll be done, guys. And pretty much with all the build part of it, and then we just got to go in through the, you know, do the detail, you know, paint markings and the decals and all that kind of stuff. And then I'm going to be doing something special for my client Steve on this, you know, to do a real unique thing for this. And you've seen me do it before, and I'm going to make a video of that once I get it ready to go and put in. And on the final reveal of it, you'll see what I'm talking about, with all the knobs and everything else put on. So but until then, guys, this will be it, you know. Yeah, we're not gonna, you know, that's pretty much it, guys. You've seen this lit up before, you've seen the motors working and everything. So the next time you see this, she'll be all finished up and pretty much ready to go, guys. So then we can start, you know, we can put on our weathering decals, and then after that we'll put, you know, a dull coat on after that, and she'll be through. So you know, she's coming together. You know, this build has been a lot of fun. It's been a good experience for me with this lighting kit. I thought, you know, it's going to be pretty difficult to do, but it ended up turning out to be pretty easy. Watching several other YouTube channels on how to do different things with this lighting kit has made it a whole lot easier. So it's always nice, guys, to experiment with different lighting kits. That way you have the experience under your belt. You know, you can use, that way you know to use, you know, you can use Ralph and antenna controls. You can use, you know, the round 2 lighting kit for the TOS. Big Easy Modeling just changed, was, you know, went under different management, but their kits are, you know, really good. So that way, if you get a client build, you can recommend to them, you know, those 3 and let them pick for whoever they want. So, you know, just get that under your belt, guys. It'll help you with your experience, and it'll help you learn more. Now, these kits from round 2, they're run on 12 volts. So you're going to have to learn, you know, to use different resistors, different wattages on those, on that, and learn, you know, what to do on those. You know, every kit's different, guys. So, but it'll help you out for those that are just starting on doing this. You know, make sure you take your time, read the instructions thoroughly, watch videos for references, for other tips on what to do, what not to do. That way you can get good at building what you're doing, and you know, and maybe eventually start doing commission builds, guys. It's a lot of fun. I've always enjoyed building, and you know, I'm disabled, I can't work anymore, so I took my knowledge of building and turned it into, you know, doing something I love and helping out others. And that's one of the reasons why I started this channel, was because I wanted to help others with their builds, and you know, help people make their build a whole lot easier to do. So, but anyway, guys, that'll be it for this episode. Like I said, the next video, part 8, will be pretty much the finale on this, guys, minus you know, the weathering decals on there. So but we're gonna wrap this up, guys, and you know, we'll see you next week, or you know, with the finale on this. It'll probably be, you know, Monday or Wednesday or so when I get it finished, and then we can go from there, guys. So hopefully by next Friday we'll have her completely done and ready to go for my clients. So we got several other refits, got 3 other refits to do after this one, and after this one, and then I'm gonna do that one group build for Chuck Brooks over there for TrekWorks. So, you know, for the TrekWorks tribute build, we're going to be doing the, like I said, we're going to be doing the 1/1000 scale Excelsior with all the lighting and the decal, Aztec decals on that. And then after that, guys, for the channel, I'm probably going to take a break and switch gears and try something else on the channel. I'm sure a lot of y'all have seen these builds many times throughout the years, and probably get tired of seeing just Star Trek and all that kind of stuff. So we're probably going to start working on something a little bit different for the channel, as well as me continuing on with my client builds. You know, that way you'll have a change of scenery and all that kind of stuff, and go from there. So until then, guys, take care, stay safe, and until we see you again, guys, happy modeling, everybody.